Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. Now, this is actually a TED Talk conversation with a young lady named Annie White. Apparently, she's a dating coach. Well, let's hear some of her advice.
I'm Annie White, founder of I'mSickOfSingle.com. I see y'all, I hear y'all, and today I'm going to teach y'all how to find Mr. Right. Because we're not taught that. As women, we are taught one universal thing about dating, and that is to wait. Wait for the man to approach you. Wait for the man to ask you for your number. And wait for the man to ask you on a date. And do you know what that truly teaches women? That everything in our love life is on a man's time and terms. Ladies, if you think that is asinine, because you don't wait for anything in your life, then it's time to bring that same level of confidence and proactivity that you bring to every other area of your life to your love life. Because the reason you can't find Mr. Right is not because you're not beautiful, and it's not because you don't bring valuable things to the table. The reason you can't find Mr. Right is because you are waiting on him to find you. Because I wholeheartedly believe in the scripture that says, "He who finds a wife findeth a good thing." My question to you, however, is what are you doing to be found? And so how you help Mr. Right find you is by developing the courage to flirt first. The first is because men approach significantly less today than they did just 10 years ago. And it's because women are less approachable.
What do you think so far?
Actually, I'm kind of liking what she's saying. Let's be honest. When I was in the dating scene, I approached quite a few women, and it's like choosing signals basically. It's like a smile at you or something. Most women don't want to do that. They act like the whole world is upon them, and they have to get to and from, or it's life or death. So half the time, if you approach them, you're basically just throwing darts in the dark, because it's like, okay, is this the right moment to approach her? Is it not? So if you're giving a signal, if you're smiling at me, maybe making eye contact a few times, it'd be like, okay, you know what? She might be okay to approach. So, I agree with what she's saying.
I agree with what she's saying so far, because that's true. Like, you can't very well be walking around looking like, mean mugging guys and expect them to come up and be like, hey, can I take you out? You look mean. And so, yeah, you do have to be open. You do have to be kind and friendly. That's what guys like. But at the same time, I don't know where she's going with this, because she did also just say, we don't wait for anything, in life. So why would we wait on a man and stuff? So it almost sounds like she's trying to be forceful, but I don't want to be too presumptuous.
As an independent woman, you are busy. So when you're out and about, you're rushing in and out of places, your head is buried in your phone, and you rarely take the time to engage with your environment. And in those rare instances, when you do happen to make eye contact with a cute guy, you probably get nervous and look away. And if you are one of those brave souls who can maintain eye contact, you probably have resting bitch face. So he looks away. And the unfortunate part about that is the main guy who's still approaching without needing a look, a smile, or any encouragement from you is who I like to call Larry the Lame. And Larry is lame because he approaches every girl he's attracted to. Since he figures, if I approach 10 girls this week, I can seduce at least one of them into sleeping with me by next weekend. And I don't want you to stereotype Larry, because some Larrys are very handsome, charming, and educated. So don't assume Larry is lame in terms of status or appearance. But rest assured, every Larry is lame as it pertains to character. And the unfortunate part about that is so many women spend their entire love life dating lying, lame Larrys. All because they're too afraid to talk to the guy who's not talking to them, since they erroneously assume if he was attracted, he'd be approaching. But that's not necessarily true, considering the fact that Gary, the good guy, isn't approaching is due to the fact that he's not as desperate for attention or cocky enough to believe that all women want him, because he's humble. He values quality over quantity, and he's the all-around better dude. Don't y'all agree that's the guy you should be talking to, instead of the slick, smooth-talking guy who approaches every girl he's attracted to?
Now, here's my only gripe with what is going on so far. To me, I'm kind of looking at her and I'm hearing Kevin Samuels ring in the back of my mind like cute to average at best. And the advice she's giving is from a cute to average at best person's point of view. I mean, I can't honestly say that I agree with her. And from my own perspective, watching other women who were the type that would approach guys, I would often see them, be accepted by the guy for a certain amount of time. And then when he was done using her or something better came along, he would dump her, or just push her to the side for that other woman. But whereas if you allow a man to actually approach you, then he shows major interest in you. You're what he wants to attain. And then he can therefore earn you and you earn him, da 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 da. And then it usually works out better than being the kind of woman that will chase a man down. And then he'll allow you in for a period of time. But when he's done, he's done. And then you're left hurt because you thought you could change a man's mind. But in reality, she's just missing the point. Like, you as a woman, you just have to accept this part about life. If you're going to date the opposite sex, they are going to be in control of the relationship. They are supposed to ask you to marry them. They are supposed to be the decision makers on whether or not y'all are a couple or not. That's up to them. And as a woman, you're supposed to submit and let him lead that.
Bravo.
All right.
I do too. And once you develop the confidence to flirt first, you're going to start meeting more of the right people. Now, the next reason you have to start flirting first is because, let's be honest, you are over online dating. Considering half the guys online report to be more interested in being a hookup than a husband. And many of the other guys online misrepresent themselves in terms of posting misleading pictures and fabricating their age, their income, their height, their relationship goal.
We're not going to let her slide on that because women do that too. In fact, women probably do it at even higher rates.
You know what? In all honesty, that's probably why online dating never worked for me, because I was actually telling the truth the whole time. Oh, I wonder why I barely got any likes.
Whatever, Mike.
Their relationship status, and anything in between. And in the event that you do happen to message one of the good guy unicorns, you still have to get in your car and drive all the way across town to meet him, just to see if you like him in person. All of that is a huge waste of your time, which is why I'm going to teach you how to meet men organically. Now, the final reason you must develop the confidence to flirt first is because by not doing so, you set yourself up for failure. And they admit, it's because I knew she wouldn't leave me. And they confess to knowing that by looking at the way she dated him. They tell me, when I met her, I could tell she wasn't social. And I could tell she was awkward around guys she likes, which means she doesn't like to meet men. And then within a few weeks of knowing him, she was all in trying to force a relationship, which means she doesn't like the process of dating men. And any woman who doesn't like to meet men or date men ultimately don't like to start over. So although he knows you deserve better, he also knows you're never going to be confident enough to go out there and find better.
The fact is, I've always been inclined to believe you get what you deserve. And what you put out is what you get in. So I get what she's saying, but at the same time, the fact that they deserve better is like, what? I mean, they ultimately ended up with these guys. So she's trying to say, oh, it's because you you're nervous that you ended up with these guys and they knew you were. No, more than likely, I guarantee you, I don't think there's not a woman out there who never been approached by a decent guy, but maybe you weren't interested in them because they were just boring to you. So you turned them down. And the whole thing is, again, I get what she's saying about, I don't necessarily agree with approaching or flirting first, but at the same time, if you're giving signals that you're open, then that will let guys approach you a little bit more, be a little bit more at ease when they approach you. I mean, I would rather approach a woman who's smiling and making eye contact with me than somebody who's like.
And that's what I was just gonna say. Like, that's all you would have to do. It's just a smile.
Just smile
and,
when
hey.
you're smiling. When you're smiling.
I mean, because wouldn't you say that anybody is more approachable when they're smiling? Any human being, period. If they come up smiling, they seem friendly. But when they looking like, don't talk to me, I don't know you, you know what I mean? Then it's just like, whoa, let me stay out of her way.
Now, one thing that she said earlier that I can definitely agree with is, look, women, guys and women, everybody, look, put your phones away. You don't have to have your phone out every single second of the day. I mean, you can ask my wife here. Sometimes I end up leaving my phone. Sometimes I leave it, go somewhere, and she might be ticked up at me, but it's like, hey, I left it. I'm not attached to it. I don't care. It's like, hopefully nobody's dying. I'll find out when I get back to it. Right?
I'm like the complete opposite. I probably need to focus more on the people that I'm around because I'm always on my phone. My phone is like an appendage to me at this point. Like, I can't leave the room without it. Like, it's stuck to me basically.
Yes, you do need to focus.
I'm watching you.
So even a decent guy will half love you and half commit to you and be half the man you deserve when he sees you don't even have what it takes to give you what you deserve. So why should he? But the relationship develops in a very different way when you flirt first, because he sees you're not weird and awkward. You are confident and charming. And that sets off alarms in men's head that he's dealing with his equal. So issues like, he doesn't make time for me.
Did you catch it?
He's dealing with his equal.
Oh, she went there. This is garbage advice. After that, I'm done. Like, no, women, you're not equal to men. You're not. There's always going to be a double standard. And I will say this. I have suspicion to believe that she's not married because I don't see a ring on her finger. And you would think that at a TED Talk in front of a crowd, you would wear something like your wedding ring. But especially if you're giving dating advice, it might actually allude to the fact that you know what you're talking about. But like, I don't know what it is with these women who are like single as freak and feel like they can give relationship advice. It's just kind of weird. Like, maybe it is a double standard because I didn't have a problem with Kevin Samuels. Like, to me, he was just an older guy who's been around the block. He's a man. He can choose whether or not he wants to be with somebody. But as a woman, the older you get, you've never been married and stuff, it gives off a certain vibe. Like, you were either kind of a hoe or you just were not cooperative.
You know, the whole thing about equal in relationships is like, you know what, I don't really care. The way I look at it, it goes back. I know women hate that saying, but it goes back to what do you bring to the table? And the reason why it's not such a bad thing, like what you bring to the table, because that's a trigger word for some women. It's just simply, what if I can enhance you, what can you do to enhance me? Simple as that. I mean, it's one of those, you're looking for a partner to balance your life. Not saying that your life doesn't already have balance, because I mean, you should actually be okay in life, but it's like just something like, just you're looking for if you're a one, you're looking for a one. That way y'all could equal two. So that's how I look at equal being. So I mean, to each his own. I'm done. Helps you out and you help them out. Gosh.
Yeah. All right, we've only got a little left.
Or he doesn't take me out, or he doesn't take me seriously, are non-existent, because he knows you will not be home stressed. You will be out with the next. Okay. And so I want to share one of my favorite flirting formulas that I've developed that will teach you how to flirt in such a way that doesn't make you look desperate, aggressive, or too forward. And it is called You Choose, He Chases. And You Choose, He Chases is a very simple process. Step 1 is question, step 2 is introduction, and step 3 is exchange. And you can use You Choose, He Chases in the grocery store, at networking events, at church, anywhere men are, you can use this. And I'm going to share how I use You Choose, He Chases at the gym to meet my bae.
I said she goes to the gym with that belly, huh?
I guess she does. Apparently,
maybe she's still working in progress. I'll give her that. Maybe she's just started and she's
maybe so, but
she's progressing.
Whatever the case is, I'm still wondering if Bae's a husband or if Bae's just a bae. And if Bae's just a bae, we might have to look her up because she does have a YouTube channel. Go ahead and insert a little clip here of her channel because I didn't see a man. I didn't see a boyfriend. I didn't see a fiance. I saw nobody but these few videos on this dating stuff that apparently didn't fly because, as you can see, her last video was like practically a year ago. So apparently this didn't work out too well for her.
My bae. So he was in the weight section, and so I walked up to him and I asked him the following question. I said, "You look like you're in great shape. Can you show me some exercises to tone up this part of my body?" And he said, "Sure, grab some weights." So as we were working out, we were conversing and developing a rapport. And then a little into that, I introduced myself by saying, "You are my whole personal trainer, and I don't even know your name. I'm Annie." And then after our exercise was done, I exchanged by giving him my card and saying, "This was fun. Let's work out again sometime." And the rest is history, because he's right there.
It's over.
All I can say is she lucked up because I had a girl do the same thing to me in the gym. And I was like, you know what? I don't feel like dealing with it. I just passed her off to my gym bro. I was like, "Hey, bro, you'd mind helping her out?" Like, "I'm sorry. I'm new. You know, I just started doing this. Can you help her out?" And I was done. Sometimes us guys, when we go to the gym simply to work out. Yes, some chicks, guys and girls can both pick each other up at the gym. A buddy of mine not a buddy, but a coworker of mine once told me that's bad gym etiquette. I don't care, but it's like when I go to the gym, like I have who I have. I have who I want. So when I go to the gym, I'm just going to the gym to work out. Simple as that.
Yeah, and like I say, for me, when I would go to the gym, same thing. Like, it could have been a handsome guy, like back when I was single. I would never do that. I would just be doing my own thing, working on me, because that's what I'm there for. I mean, you know, but then I'm not desperate, so. Ooh, I went there. No, I'm just kidding. You guys definitely tell us what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We appreciate you so much, and we'll see you next time.